So basically what I was working with is just tapping, doing some different rhythmic tappings in different time signatures. The first riff there was and basically that's just switching from 6/8 to 5/8. Then the second riff, that's just 5/8 the whole way through, just 4 times of 5/8. The third riff is actually in 4, and it's a slower 4 instead of, you know, the quicker times like the 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5, or, you know, just all the fives. It's more like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So that's the and it just pretty much switches in between the two. Now, a good technique that I have come up with, or have pretty much stolen from somebody else, I shouldn't say come up with, is when you're tapping with your right hand. I don't know if you noticed, but pretty much the whole time I was just tapping with these two fingers here, my middle finger and my ring finger. And the reason why that is a better technique, at least in my opinion, is the fact that they're both about the same length and they're in tandem with each other, which means that you can pretty much do more stuff across the fretboard easier because they're just right next to each other, and they already kind of naturally, once you do one thing with the other, it's a lot easier to kind of get the whole thing going. So if you break down this riff, you know, one hand at a time, basically with your left hand, all you're doing is using the 5 1/8 string for the first part. You know, just now your right hand, you're just going to be tapping at the 12th fret, with the exception of that little note. You're just going from the 12 to the 13, then back down to the 12. Now, on your left hand, you're just going sequentially down the strings from the 6th to the 5th to the 4th. Meanwhile, with your right hand, you're going to be going 6, 4, 5. And it creates this cool thing because when you're over here on the 12th fret, you're over here. When you're here on the 12th fret of the 4th string, you're over here on the 8th fret of the A string. So you get this nice 6th interval. And conversely, when you're over here on the 8th fret of the 4th string, you're over here on the 12th fret, and you get this little battling dissonance. So that's what makes that first part cool, is because on the 6/8 part, you're sliding into that note and then coming back out of it. And that's where your technique has to be pretty good with your left hand, because you're going to have to be ringing out this note. Once you get to this note, your technique is actually going to have to be pretty good with both hands. Because if you don't have that there, you just have that note, and that's not as cool as it is with the two notes battling against each other. So just slow it down. You're going 5, 8, 12 all on the same string, 5, 8 on the 5th string, 12 on the D or the 4th string, then 5, 8 on the 4th string, 12, 13, 12 on the 5th string. And then for the second part of that riff, the 5/8 part, you're just not doing that little slide. You're just leaving it unresolved with the dissonance there. So. Now for the second part of the riff, your right hand pretty much doesn't move. You're going to be staying right here on the 12 throughout the whole thing. So we'll concentrate on the left hand on this part, and basically you're just moving down a half step in shape, and you're going 4/7, then 4/7 on the 5th string, then 4/5. So the tapping pattern with your right hand still remains the same. So you get your. Now as for the last part, the 4/4 part, you're basically just going from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret, 2nd fret to the 5th fret, then 2, 4, 2, 4 in rapid succession. So. And I guess your right hand does change a little bit, because instead of just doing one on each on the A string, you're going to do that tap twice, just as you're going 2, 4, 12, 2, 4, 12. So that's pretty much the riff, you know, all of it together. Alright, so thanks a lot. Try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think.